Just going to do a quick video in your van, show you how everything works. You just come inside. Now, just when you come in the door, over the habitation door, we have a wee control panel. On the left hand side, in the bottom of here, we have a main on-off power switch. Turns on and off all the power in the van for you. And on the right hand side here, we have your level gauges. The very bottom here is your waste tank. We push that, we can see it's empty. Next one up is your fresh water tank. You can see that one's full. And just touch the top one is your battery level, your leisure battery. So you can see that's about 12.3 volts at the minute. This wee light on the top left hand side is your power light. If you're plugged into mains power, that wee light will light up, just tell you that you've mains power coming in. Your entrance light and your outside light are independent of that. They'll work with the power off. Next thing we're going to look at is the fridge. You have a three-way fridge. Just on the left here we have a power button. If we push that in, just turns on the fridge. And this little square here, we touchscreen thing, we push this, it'll change power source. Steer into mains power. If we're plugged in, the whole display will just light up steady. Push it again and we're into 12 volt. That'll only work when the engine's running, when you're driving. And we just touch it again and we're into gas. So it's all automatic. You just select whatever you want and it'll automatically light the gas or whatever you're using. Now if we touch the wee button again, we've an A here, an automatic selection, so that's the handiest one for you. Sitting here, that'll use the gas. If we plug in the mains lead, it'll automatically change over to mains power. So the automatic, the A is the handiest one to use. It'll automatically select the power source for you. This next square is your temperature control. So every time we push that, that's the warmest. Get it right up to the coldest. And here we have a wee switch for the freezer door heater, wee element in the freezer door, stop them sticking closed. So that's off, it's normally on. Just stops the doors freezing closed. And you've wee locks here on the doors. So that's your fridge. I'm just holding this button for a couple of seconds here and it'll power it off. Now your heating, it's just here behind the wee single seat on the passenger side. Wee control panel. Now if I just push this center button here, it wakes it up and we can see a picture of the van flashing. So I just push the button again. This is your heating inside the van. So we just turn the wee dial and you can set it up to whatever temperature you want, say 20 degrees. And we just push the button to select. So that's the heating set to 20 degrees. Now while this is flashing, if we turn the knob again, we come into the wee thermometer in the water, is our water heating. So we push the button to select it. It's off at the minute. You have three settings: economy setting, hot, and you have a boost. You'd normally use it in economy. The hot would be for showers. If you're using the shower, say you turn it to the hot setting, give you loads of water for showers. Boost turns off the heating in the van for 15 minutes and just heats the water, and after the 15 minutes it'll come back. If you're doing both, it'll come back to doing both. So we select, let me get back into that. We select, say we want the ordinary water just for bits and pieces. Select economy, just push the button to set it. Now if we turn across to the next one, we have the picture of the gas bottle and the wee electric symbols. So the heating's on gas only at the minute. If we turn this dial, I'll just skip through them for a second. Electric 1 is a low power electric heating and electric 2 is a high power electric heating. So if you're in campsites or at the house, you could bring it around to them, just push the wee button to select them. And your mix 1 and mix 2 are gas and electric at the same time. So we can see in the top display here, as I change, it's telling us what we're on. So we're using gas and electric. If I come into these, just low power electric, high power electric, just back to gas. And when you have whatever you want, just push the button to select it. So that's your heating more or less. And I'll just turn, Christ, I'll just turn all these off here. Now if we hold in the wee button here for a couple of seconds, it'll power the whole lot down. And that's it off. Push the wee button again, just switches it on. And we can push that just to get into select whatever you want. So that's your working to your how to work the heating. Now the heating itself is underneath the wardrobe. This bottom press under the wardrobe. There's the wee frost valve is underneath the fridge. There's your wee frost valve there. So during the winter, this frost valve will automatically, that top knob will turn around facing this way, and this little blue button down here will jump out. It'll do that about 4 or 5 degrees. It'll do that to protect the heater. It's draining the water out of it. To reset it, just turn that knob across facing the same direction as the pipe and just push in the little blue button. And that's it, reset. You'll have to bleed your heating once you have your water tank full of water. Just turn on your taps and your cold water will come up fairly quick, and the hot water it'll take maybe a minute and a half or so to come up. You can see there our pressure's a wee bit low. That's it up. We only had it off there for a second. Now your TV is just behind me here. It's just over the fridge. Now if we just pull out this little lever here, TV will come out, and with this little button on the side here, if I pull this out, the TV will drop. Let her down here. Yep, the remote control is just in here on the floor. So we remote control, we just push the power button on the top left, it'll switch on the TV, and on the bottom of the remote control here is a satellite. You have an on off button for your satellite. So if I just push the on button here, the satellite will come up and it'll automatically search, it'll find the satellite for you. So it's handy. We'll just leave that for a minute, and I'll just show you how this bed here makes up. Your bed makes up here fairly simply. Your table, if you lift up your table roughly 40-45 degrees, it'll unhook off the wall, and on the leg there's a little button halfway down the leg will fold, and the table hooks in on a lower rail, and we've this white cushion, it'll be sitting below in the bunk beds, sits in there. That makes up that front cushion. Will come out to give you a bit of extra length if you want. The top bed up here, there's a ladder, just hooks onto these two little holders, stop it sliding on you, and that bed will lift up out of the way when it's not in use. And your bunk beds, there's a wee ladder on the top bunk to hook onto these two wee hooks as well. This table here, there's just storage underneath the two seats here. Now the table back up in place. That's the wee button on the leg for folding the leg. Just push in that little button, the leg will fold up for you. This rear or front facing seat at the back, the big seat, your water tank is underneath that seat, and the only thing I want to show you here, it fills from outside. With this little black steering wheel, it's for emptying this water tank if you want to empty it. So basically if we turn that steering wheel roughly 3/4 of a turn, it'll drain all the water apart from 20 litres. So if you want to lighten for travelling or anything like that, you loosen that 3/4 of a turn, and if you open it 2 turns, it'll drain it totally. If you want to empty it all together, and that blue lid there, if you want to get into it, open it for any particular reason, this screws off here. This blue ring here screws off as well. It'll get you into the pump if you need to get into it. Now we've a wee list here. I'll leave this in it. There's a couple of the important bits and pieces where they are written on that if you are having problems. And just in the cutlery drawer here, I'll show you this wee key for your waste tank. I'll show you that outside, what to do with that. Just sitting in the cutlery drawer there. I think that's your TV is. Your TV's working here. It takes roughly a minute or so for the satellite to tune in. When you're not using it, if we push the bottom right hand button on the remote here, it'll close the satellite. So say at night you might want to put it down in case it gets windy or anything. If you start the engine at all, the dish will automatically close for you as well. And just a top button on the left here will power off the TV. So we do a quick run around the outside, show you where everything is outside. And before we go outside, your bathroom in here, your sink, if we push this in, this wall will come around and you're into your shower area then. That'll push back, just click back into place. Your toilet itself, you have a swivel seat in the toilet if you want it around out of the way, and we just lift that up. A little blue button just on the back of it here for the flush, and just on the front of it here is a little lever for opening and closing the door into the cassette. I'll show you the cassette outside. Light switch just on the side of the sink there. If you wee light switch. Now outside the van, if we start at the driver's door here, we've a gas box just behind the driver's door. Your ordinary propane gas bottle. Just on the top of the bottle here we've this wee screw to open and close the gas. Normal thread, so if you turn it clockwise, it'll close off the gas. Just turn it anti-clockwise to open it. There's a spanner there for changing the bottle, and this door opens down to ease putting in changing bottles, and there's room there for a second bottle if you require it. Now just back a bit further, we have our water filler. Stick your hose in there, just fill it up, the water's coming out, it's full. And your garage door here. Now inside here we have our spare wheel kit, jack and wheel brace, your carpets, there the wee rails for the top arms for your bike rack are all there, and your awning handle. Now to work your awning, just put your handle in on the back end of the awning up here and just wind it out. We recommend to wind it out till you can reach it fairly comfortably. And your legs, if we see down here, your legs here, if we grab this chrome piece here, just pull that out towards us, the leg will come out, and just lift your leg down, lower the leg down, use the leg to take the weight of the awning, and this wee piece here will come up, and that'll just click up into, locks up into place and supports the front of the awning. So we recommend wind it out till you can reach it comfortably. Use the legs to take the weight, and if we put out the leg at an angle and wind the awning over the leg, using the leg to support it, and when you have it out the full way, then you can straighten them up, set them up whatever level you want to. Your bike rack on the back here, just grab the top of it here, give it a pull, it'll drop down, and you have the wee straps for your wheels, and the top arms will go in that bar in the centre there. And just to put it up, catch these two wee boys here, just give it a push, locks into place. Now the back door on the passenger side just brings you back into your garage space there. Now we come forward a bit into our toilet cassette box. It's just behind the wheel on the passenger side. If we lift up this wee blue tab underneath it, the whole cassette will slide out, and just lift it out down here. Now to empty it, we turn out this neck and we can screw off this wee cap on the top of it. That's a wee measuring cup for your chemical, using your blue chemical, green chemical. Pours out there, so you just empty that down, whatever suitable place for it. You've a wee button on the back here, this little blue button, that's an air vent. If you hold that down as you're emptying it, lets air in so everything will pour out easier. Pull back in, just grab it, it just sits in there and you just slide into place, fold in that neck, and that's your toilet cassette. Now just in front of the wheel here we have our exhaust for the heater, and we have our mains plug-in point just in front of that. Now underneath them you can see this little square bar and pipe. That's your waste tank. So if you that key that was in the cutlery drawer will go onto it, and it'll turn kind of 90 degrees, quarter turn. It'll open and close your waste tank. Next up, just behind the door, we have the diesel tank, and in the passenger door here we've the wee bonnet release lever just on the side of the dash inside the passenger door, and underneath the passenger seat is your EDL boxes, all your fuses, your 12-volt fuses for everything in the back of the van. Your battery itself, your leisure battery, is underneath the driver's seat. Your start battery, engine battery, is underneath the floor there at the passenger's feet. Now just around to the bonnet. Now your dipstick is just left to centre here. Dipstick down there, and your oil filler is just behind us. The rest of the stuff here, your screen wash is just right in the corner in front of the driver's side. A little blue cap in there. Your coolant and your brake fluid. Over on the passenger side, just down behind the headlight, this wee cover here. If we lift up this wee cover, you have your jump starting point there, your positive jump lead, your red jump lead. It'll go on there if ever you need to jump start anything or jump start the van. That's covered over that little cover there. And your earth point is just in the middle here, that little steel knob in the middle, with yellow label over it. And you have to jump start it. And we're back around to the driver's side. I think that's it. Hope you enjoy it.